Now, the United States has imposed sanctions on 4 International Criminal Court officials, including 2 judges.
And this as it ramps up pressure on the War Tribunal over its targeting of Israeli leaders and past decisions to investigate U.S. officials.
The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that he imposed these sanctions citing the ICC's attempts to investigate or prosecute nationals from the U.S. and Israel without the consent of either nation.
Among those slapped with sanctions was Judge Nicolas Goulot, a French national who is presiding over a case in which an arrest warrant was issued for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. The court's prosecution alleges Netanyahu is responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity in Israel's offensive in Gaza, including intentionally targeting civilians and using starvation as a method of war.
Now, France has expressed dismay over the sanctions against Judge Guello, claiming it was in contradiction to the principle of independent judiciary. Under the sanctions, the judge will be refused entry to the United States and his assets blocked.
The Secretary of State Marco Rubio also targeted a Canadian judge in a separate case in his latest volley of sanctions against the tribunal in The Hague. Sanctions were imposed on Canadian judge Kimberly Prost, who was involved in a case that authorized an investigation into alleged crimes committed during the war in Afghanistan, including by U.S. forces.
The ICC denounced U.S. sanctions, calling it a flagrant attack against the independence of an impartial judicial institution, while the United Nations denounced by U.S. measures, claiming that judicial independence is a basic principle that must be respected.
We firmly believe that the ICC is a key pillar of international criminal justice, and we respect their work. We're very concerned about the decisions taken to further hit ICC officials with sanctions under the order that came out from the United States. The decision imposes severe impediments on the functioning of the Office of the Prosecutor and respect for all the situations that are currently before the court. Judicial independence is a basic principle that must be respected. And these types of measures undermine the foundation of international justice.